I have a very interesting story to tell you. It's about a NIQABI sister who sent me a DM. By the end of this video, I can guarantee you, you will learn something about the modern Muslims and women and everything in general. It's a very, very interesting story, so you need to listen carefully. So, this happened when I posted an Instagram reel. It was about high mahar requirements from Muslimas. This woman starts going crazy at me, saying you have to give a woman her mahar, da, 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 da. You can't refuse it, or some BS. Completely not true. She said all these things, and I see her profile photo, and she's like completely covered up. She seems to be a very Muslim sister. She seems to be very religious. So I start arguing back. I didn't really argue. I just said what I was trying to say is, if the mahar requirements are this high for Muslim women, it's just making marriage way too difficult. This is not right. When I said that, she starts insulting me personally. Something about my hair, about my profile, all these crazy things. And then by the end, she adds, you need to fear Allah, you're not a real Muslim, all these sorts of things. And I thought, what the heck? That's so weird. I wouldn't expect that from a NIQABI sister. I didn't expect her to resort to such cheap insults. So I tell her, look, I don't want to discuss these things with you. You are non-mahram, and I don't want to talk to you unless you have a guy from your family present. And she literally tags her husband, supposedly this really, no offense, but a bit of a feminine looking dude. And she tags him, and I tell him, hey, listen, your wife is she's being kind of weird. She's sliding into my DMs, and I really feel weird that she's married and she's talking to me. I think you need to do something about this. I was being super respectful. I said, Salam alaikum, just being very respectful. Seconds later, he starts saying the same thing as her. You don't believe in women's rights. You are the type of guy who's ruining Islam. Blah, blah, blah. A complete feminist. So I was like, what the heck? What is going on here? So I got kind of mad at him, and I said, listen, your wife is in love with me. I don't think she was, but I was just saying it to piss him off. Just to awaken his testosterone a little bit. I'm trying to help this guy. So I tell him, listen, your wife is in love with me. Tell her I'm not interested in her because she's below my standards. But I suggest that you put a tighter leash on her so she stops going around and talking to random guys online. Might have been a bit harsh, but I had to say it. Yeah, again he comes back with some weird stuff. In Islam, you're not allowed to be like this. You're not allowed to talk to me like this in Islam. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I'm just trying to help you because you are clearly a dayuth. Now, as you all know, dayuth is a man who has no jealousy towards the woman in his family. And not towards, for the woman in his family. So he's okay with his wife dressing up how she wants and talking to who she wants, and even his sisters and his mom, he doesn't care. That's a dayuth in the Islamic sense. So I call him a dayuth. When I said that, they both go absolutely nuts. They both lose their minds. And and this woman starts saying, and the guy as well, oh my God, everybody, did you see that? Look at him. He called me a dayuth, which implies that my wife committed zina, which is not true, so we have to give him 100 lashes. And they start spamming this comment on my posts, telling everyone, we need to somehow capture this guy and give him 100 lashes because he called me a dayuth for allowing my wife to talk to him in his private DMs. And I'm looking at this and thinking, that's a very, very interesting world we are living in. By the way, just to clarify, in case you're getting confused by the story, there was some exchanges in the DMs, because she DM'd me personally, and she started like, please tell me this is like a rage bait troll account. Please tell me you're not serious. And I tell her, no, this is 100% serious. Like, what are you talking about? And then she starts getting really angry at me. She starts saying like, don't you ever say anything. You're a horrible person who's going to hell. Da, da, da. And I'm like, no, nothing I say is against Islam. Like, what are you talking about? And she says, no, I take Quran classes every day. I've been studying Islam for a very long time, and you're a bad person. And I'm like, you saying you've been studying Islam for your whole life, and you are in the comments calling me really weird names and commenting on my appearance, and you are also DMing me. Is this what they teach you in those Quran classes? So anyway, she says all this, and she says, don't you dare ever speak about Islam again. You got that? And I was like, no, I will speak about what I want. Shut the hell up. So we had this whole argument, right? And after that, I just started to realize so many things about the Muslim community. Because effectively, this woman is probably more knowledgeable than me on Islam, if what she's saying is true and she takes Quran classes. You know, because she's been doing it for many, many years. I mean, I've taken some Quran classes, but she said she's been doing it her whole life, so she must be a lot smarter than me, supposedly. And I believe her. Maybe she is. But then you might ask, how is this possible, right? How is someone this religious going to act this way? Well, unfortunately, this actually applies to a lot of highly religious sisters. Not all, but a lot. The reason being is when she studies Islam, she takes from it only what suits her. This is called confirmation bias or affirmation bias, one of those two. It's a very popular concept where the human brain, they read everything and interpret all information in a way that confirms the already held beliefs they have in their minds. So this is what was happening here, right? Same with her husband, or I don't know whoever the hell he was. He's obviously like a dayuth. He probably just does not care about his wife talking to other guys. Like, he just doesn't care. So imagine a sister who lives with a guy who doesn't care if she talks to other guys or not. She's not gonna care either. She's not gonna think it's haram. Even if she reads it, like, she's just gonna interpret it in a way that makes sense with her situation. And instead, they're only gonna see, like, if a guy says, you know, like, mahar requirements shouldn't be high, then he's haram. That's how she's gonna interpret it, and she's only gonna use it to attack people online. Which I know this because she was replying to everyone in the comments about weird things. Seems to be like a hobby she has. So you got a NIQABI sister who's supposedly highly knowledgeable and takes Islam very seriously, and she doesn't follow it at all. It's not, well, I don't know if she practices Islam. That's not what I'm saying here. But the words she's saying, the arrogance, the nerve to talk to me that way when I'm not saying anything that's wrong. You gotta think, like, how is this how a Muslim woman is supposed to be when you read into Islam? And the answer is no. So a religious sister is not enough. A religious sister could be anything. What is enough is if she has a masculine man in her household, that masculine man he also has to be religious. He will interpret it in the correct manner, and then he will guide the entire family in the right direction. Because when men read the Quran or the Hadith, they are able to put their feelings aside and look at it from an objective lens. When women, look, I'm starting to sound really sexist here, but the point is, when a lot of these religious sisters are reading the Quran or the Hadith, they are reading it from a pre-existing belief about the world, which is their emotions. So they are reading it and they are relating everything from it into their emotions. So this is why every prophet was a man. This is why, you know, all the sheikhs, like the Sahaba, they're all men. It's not some sort of a patriarchal idea. It's just how it is, because men are able to interpret the religion in an objective manner, even if they don't like it. Like, I don't like a lot of things about Islam. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like try to refute it, or I'm not gonna go against it. Just because I don't like it, who the hell am I? This is I'm just some guy. I'm not even that knowledgeable. So I know that my emotions aren't above the Quran. But some of these sisters, unknowingly, it's not that they consciously think this. That's just how they're wired. So you need to look for a woman who's religious, but also who has a strong masculine figure in her household. Take from this video what you will. Now, if you don't believe that the story actually happened, you are welcome to message me on Instagram, and I'll literally show you the comments if you are really like that, that skeptical. But yeah, let me know what you think about the story in the comments. Let me know if I said something wrong. But from what I'm seeing, I think everything in this video is pretty accurate. So you should be taking some notes.